You know what I've noticed? Women do not want providers for real. They want immature men with money. Yeah. They want men who base their status off of how much money they have in their wallets. They want men who lead with their wallets. They do not want a man to genuinely be a provider in their lives. For those of you who are new here, I'm a certified life coach. I specialize in love and relationships, self-development, and finances, and I have been doing so for close to a decade. Because let's think about it. When we go onto social media now, we talk to any of the young girls now, what they talking about? He got to have some money. He got to have some bread. He got to pay for this. He got to do my nails. He got to do my hair. I'm not going on the first date unless he dropped $200, $300, $400, $5 million on me. There's nothing said about character. There's nothing said about integrity. There's nothing said about ambition. There's nothing said about goals. It's just how much money does he have? And the men who lead with their wallets are typically the men who have nothing going for themselves because they reel you in financially. They know that that is the most attractive thing about them. And because they know that's what they can offer, and you guys have made it abundantly clear that that's the only thing that you're looking for, they're winning. They're going to always come out on top. And then when you're in that relationship, because a lot of y'all are lover girls at heart, like let's call it what it is. You want to listen to the Shira Sevens and all of this, and you want to be a gold digger and a sugar baby, and you only with a man for money, but that's not really who you are. You want the relationship. You want the love. You want the commitment, right? You want the reassurance. You want the emotional connection. But see, when you don't get that, you're mad. Men are this and men are that. No, baby. You wanted the nigga with some money, right? You don't feel safe with them. You don't feel secure with them. You don't feel like you can actually build a future with them. Because again, they know you have taught them. And like I said a million times, if y'all want men to be different, you have to be different. And what happens is women in general, or women in this category at least, has taught men exactly what they want. Exactly what they need. So they don't have the need to build character or integrity or any of the other moral things that will be really important, like in a person that you're going to spend your life with, right? Or in a person that you're going to at least invest in for some period of time. So you get the lame nigga with money and stick with that. Don't complain about that, because that's what y'all said that y'all wanted. When you grow and expand your mind and develop and put time into yourself and your train of thought, and get off of social media and stop listening to all these bitter women on social media who are either trying to get your money or they themselves have not been able to attain the love that they wanted, and so now they flipping the script. When you actually invest that time, you will find a man who will give you his last. You will find that generous man. You will find a kind man, but you have to be the woman that is deserving of that. And the woman who's deserving of that is not looking for lame men who lead with their wallets. Stay safe.
Social media has really fucked up a lot of women's mind. If I'm being honest, I think social media has really ruined a lot of women's life. And I'm not saying every woman, because I know there's some, sensible women out there. Probably not a lot, but there's some good majority of women out there that understand that social media is just bad. And the problem is, majority of these women listen to these other women, that start giving them bad advice and saying stupid shit like the sprinkle woman, A lot of women listen to people like this because what a lot of women don't understand is misery like company. If you listen to someone that's so bitter, all she's going to preach to you is bitterness. And you going to take that bitterness, add that to your life, and now you got a problem because all you think about is being bitter, and you think everyone is after you and shit. There's so many podcasts out there that just encourage a lot of women to be bad. That's why this whole money thing is a big problem, because you're gonna hear people say, if you don't have this 100 million in his bank account, don't date him. If you can't pay your bills, don't date him. If you can't do this, don't date him. And I've been in a situation like this myself, where I go on dates and I try to know people or try to know the woman, and all she talks about is my salary or how much I make or what kind of car I drive, or how much money I make monthly, or where do I live? Do I live alone? These are the only questions she's gonna ask me. People might say, yo, maybe I should choose better. You're right, but sometimes you don't know what you're dealing with until you go on dates. Then you go on dates and you'll be like, then I never call them back, because she never asks you about, are you a good person? You got good characters. Like, do you want a family, or do you see, do you want to get married someday? Do you think you can be a good father and shit? They don't ask these questions. It's all about money. I like this woman say, women love lame people with money. And unfortunately, we got a lot of lame dude that has money. There's so many guys that don't know nothing about money. They just maybe streamers or YouTubers and shit. They don't know about investing. They don't know about savings. They don't know about how to double the money and shit. Because they're making this money on social media, they just blow it away. So this shit has, inflated a lot of women's ego. Because when you move with this kind of people and how they do throw money at you, you're gonna think every dude is gonna do the same. This is why a lot of women got this clouded judgment of character, because every time you ask a woman something, you say what kind of dude you want, she gonna tell you he has to be 7 foot tall, and he has to have this money, and he has to have this, and he has to have that. Because most women use their personal experience to judge the whole country and the whole everybody. They use their own personal experience to judge things. If you ask a woman what kind of man he wants, is she gonna tell you he has to be this, and he has to have this amount of money. But this kind of women, they don't even know the statistics shows that maybe only 10% of men are 6 foot, or maybe only 10% of men are making this much money. But because she's maybe have sex with one of these guys, or maybe because she's happened to date one of these guys, she think every guy is the same. Same thing when I tell a lot of women that so many women is going to tell you I like guys that are 6 foot tall. Then I'm going to meet the boyfriend that's supposedly 6 foot tall. I'm like, this dude is not 6 foot tall. Most women don't even know how tall 6 foot is. Most women don't even know how tall, 6'5". I mean, so many women fall for fraud and scamming man, fraudulent man and men that do scam and all this shit. Because most women don't understand that making money like that is not that easy. It don't come that easy. And being 6 foot tall is not everybody. Only a few percentage of men are like that. And that's why I always say most time, whenever you're dealing with some certain woman, that's why people say women love lies. They don't like truth. That's why a lot of dudes lie about a lot of shit. Because if you tell her the truth, she's gonna leave you. She probably won't date you. I'm not saying every woman, by the way, but majority. That's why a lot of dudes lie about their finances and their heights and all this shit. Because most women they like the lies. And this woman is not wrong. If you keep saying you want to do that has money, and you want to do that's this tall and that tall, and he has this amount of big dick and shit, and you eventually made a dude like that, that's all he gotta offer you. That's all he gotta offer you. Because he knows what you want, is gonna give you that, and eventually you see a woman in an abusive relationship because the dude is rich. Or you see a woman in an abusive relationship because the dude is good and bad. Or you see a woman in an abusive relationship because the dude is 7 foot tall. And she's not going to leave just because of that one thing. This is why relationship is fucked up. Dating is fucked up. This is the whole reason why everything is fucked up. This is why dating market is fucked up. There was this experiment on Tinder where every woman is just swiping out a dude that has 6 foot on their profile, maybe 6'5" on their profile. That's just 10% of the population, or 5% of the population. This is why we got problems. This is why we got dating issues, or in the dating market, everything is just fucked. The requirement of what most women want is just money. You need to have money. You need to have money. That's why there's no true love no more. There's no commitment no more. There's no accountability no more. All the shit is gone because this dude is like, all I have to do is make money, that's all I'm going to do. Maybe buy crypto, or maybe do some stocks and shit, make few extra money, buy some car, and it's over. Now I just treat you like shit. This is why we got so many shitty relationships. This is why marriages don't last. Because the wife has FOMO on the thing. There's good thing out there, and she's going to ruin a whole fucking relationship and then get out there and there's nothing waiting for her. Now she's sad and unhappy. She wants to go back, and boom, the husband don't want her no more. And now she's a single mom. This is a whole combination of everything, put together. I hope this shit change sometime after 2 or 3 years. Maybe this mentality is gonna go away. I don't think it's gonna go anywhere because women are what they hurt. They lack accountability. Majority of them don't like logic. They like it when you're stupid and you have the money. You're lame and you have the money. I don't think this shit is gonna go away anytime soon. I hope the next generation is not like this, but I doubt it. This generation is fucked up anyway. But anyway, let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section, man. Please like and subscribe to my channel, man. I'm out of here.